broadcasting from Mabula, Kuwait. This is the Me and Larry reality video show, LTL, editorial news for September 25th, 2009. We'll continue with LTL tells what Qaeda really means. I told the viewers that it is pretty much a movement which was founded by Abdullah Yusuf Salam, and it was just an organization where they had to use Palestine and some of the workers and then install ideals, and they needed activists to support Qaeda, because based on what the United States, they believe what the United States was doing. Here they are, they did help in the war in Afghanistan back in 1979 to 89 for Afghanistan to reclaim their country, push Russia back, and during the Cold War, and Afghanistan was able to gain their country. But the United States wanted to impose their Western society on them, or their ways. And this is where I say, leave well enough alone. You had done your job, move on. That's what they were saying. But what happened was, I guess, imposing their will, imposing their way, installing policy to match up. It's just like the election right now. You have a Western society, I guess, the UK and US, but only very few are coming out to vote. But what's happening is, now you got President Ahmed Karzai as president, and he's about to get it again, and there was corruption, there was ballots all over the ground, only a few turned out from a country that has millions and millions, I mean close to 1 billion people in Afghanistan. Afghanistan is not small, it's pretty big. And then think that the election is going to be fair? No way. And then the Taliban's around, ready to kill anybody that voted by cutting off their finger, that they put their finger in the ink for. So that came about a problem. But the Qaeda, going back to them, because of the movement and because of the interference, they needed a plan of attack. And they use religion. I told you about religion. They use religion for their personal gain. And so they had the arms. They didn't worry about the drugs, but they used religion to really install it into the people. That's why I said man got to be careful what they preach and what they teach. Also in 1 Peter or 2 Peter, they say beware of false teachers. Because the teacher, if they not line up with the truth from God and Allah, they can install anything, and people can be gullible and pick it up. That's why reading is leading. It's like a lighthouse in the sea. That's what was taught to me when I was young. So the key thing is just hearing it and hearing what they saying, and then believing it's like a word. It's not, and you mislead the people, and then here they are doing suicide bombings, planning bombs in train stations, bus stations, and now in the United States alone, you already got 2 people in Colorado that was linked up to trying to blow up subways and train stations, and one in New York. And just 2 days ago, they arrested somebody from Texas and somebody in Illinois. So all that information that was leaking out about Al-Qaeda and what they do, saying that Al-Qaeda is this, Al-Qaeda is that. And so here they are installed in their minds through the internet. This is where the internet comes in handy. Of course, guess who's masterminding all this? The puppeteer. And I thought, and I was wrong, when earlier when the Twin Towers went down, really because of the poles of the United States policy, but also tried to, because the United States deal with capitalism. Let's go back to that, especially to you, Michael Moore. Capitalism, that they install a revenge factor, which is called the Al-Qaeda group, with their movement, and to rebel off of that through their arms and through religion, and to really hurt where the United States have. That Twin Tower had the wealth, which I told you earlier, and through what Bishop Eddie Long was saying. So that was one part. But to strike fear into the United States. They was too comfortable. They were seeing comfortable. And so they said, let's go get them. And so that what Bin Laden did. But not only that, they saw that through George and his son Bush, because they wanted the wealth. Here's Bin Laden in a wealthy Saudi family, and of course Bush go down there and try to negotiate on the oil, try to capitalize on the oil, and you can't do that to Saudi. And so guess what? Revenge came about through the teaching of Abdullah Yusuf Salam, and gave it, and Bin Laden took it, believed it's gospel, and boom, there you go. Sum it all up. As I was saying about America, U.S., be careful where you interfere. Hillary, I'm talking to you. Obama, I'm talking to you, especially in Honduras. Be careful what you're doing, and be careful what you wish for. You might get it. Again, what happened to Noriega, and if you trying to do this with Manuel Zelaya, that chicken with the hat on, that silly cowboy hat, you got another thought coming, because he's not going to turn his back on his lifelong buddy, Chavez, to work for you. It's going to rebel, and then you got a little problem. And then they're going to bring that problem back to your front step. So, I'll be back with more LTL Editorial News.